Caiden Cowger. Somebody had to say it.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, hello and welcome to the Caiden Cowger program, broadcasting from West Virginia. It is great to have you with us. I tell you, we have case after case after case after case that is being presented in the mainstream media of sex scandals and sex abuses and rapings and gropings that are taking place. I have to say that this is the most sex-crazed news cycle I have ever seen. And there's nothing else to call it. That's what it is. And it's just amazing to me how major players are being brought down. Public figures being brought down. Kevin Spacey, Harvey Weinstein, Frankenstein, I don't care how to pronounce his last name. You have all of these major people, major Hollywood stars, prominent figures that are all of a sudden being found of participating in groping women. And, yeah, the light is being shined on what they did in the dark, as scriptures say. But here's the thing, guys, that's also very intriguing. You know, these women have accused these people, in the circumstance with Kevin Spacey, a boy, accused him of inappropriate conduct along with, I think it was two. But you have people that have accused these individuals of participating in this horrible behavior. And they've admitted to it. Kevin Spacey admitted to it. Harvey Weinstein checked himself into a sex rehabilitation facility. What is that? I don't know. I don't want to know what the procedures are to rehabilitate people like that. But anyway, that's basically what's happened. They have admitted to this inappropriate conduct, this inappropriate behavior. And anyway, we have a new thing here. This is absolutely great. Guess who else has been found of engaging in this type of behavior? Senator Al Franken. Al Franken, former SNL star. He's been found of engaging in lewd behavior toward women. And he's been accused of groping this one lady as they were going to perform this skit for military servicemen. So it's really just amazing to me to see how big these prominent figures are that are being brought down and that are being exposed. And here's the thing about Al Franken. Al Franken has been accused by another woman of being groped by him. This time, this is by a woman that was taking a picture with him while he was a senator. And the one that happened before, the incident that happened beforehand was before he was a senator. This was when he was still a comedian, which he's still a comedian as a politician because that describes his entire political career. But anyway, here's the audio bit from CNN on this new accuser, which Al Franken says, I don't remember. Go ahead and play it.
So this is a woman. She is now 33 years old. She went to the Minnesota State Fair in August of 2010. That date, of course, is really significant because at that point in time, Senator Franken was actually in office. She was at a local radio booth where she was taking photos with different celebrities, different political candidates. When it came time to take a photo with the senator, she says that her husband was taking the photo, so he was standing right in front of them. And as the photo was being taken, the senator put his hand on her buttocks, and that's what she was sort of shocked by.
And that he grabbed her tightly, as you describe in this piece. What's interesting to me, in addition, Senator Frank's office says doesn't remember it, but feels badly if this is what occurred. She posted about it on Facebook immediately after it happened in 2010. So this actually she brought to light years ago, but now it's coming to the national spotlight. Significance to you?
Yeah, and obviously this is a very serious allegation, and in reporting out this story, we wanted to make sure, did she talk about this at the time? Did she talk to people about this at the time? We interviewed her husband, her mother, her father, her sister, all of whom she spoke about this incident with, and she also posted it on Facebook at the time, so her Facebook friends would have been able to see it, and in fact, her sister noticed that she posted this photo back in 2010 and actually made a comment on the photo, something to the effect of, boy, you're standing really close together. And at the time, Lindsay Menz, this woman, responded to her sister saying something like, Al Franken totally molested me, creeper. I mean, those are her own words at the time.
Again, you got a specific response from Al Franken's office. What is it?
So the senator's office basically saying that he doesn't remember this incident. Let me just read the entire comment. Yeah. He said, I take thousands of photos at the state fair surrounded by hundreds of people, and I certainly don't remember taking this picture. I feel badly that Miss Menz came away from our interaction feeling disrespected. So there's no actual apology. Of course, there's no full denial because he says he doesn't remember taking this photo, which is understandable. This is a politician in Minnesota. He goes to these kinds of fairs all the time, and you can absolutely believe that he has taken these photos all the time on numerous occasions.
So has he taken photos all the time of where he has grabbed women's buttocks? I mean, when you're saying, I don't remember doing that, I don't remember. What do you mean you don't remember? He said he doesn't even remember taking the photo. So we have evidence he took the photo because the photo is right there and it's not manipulated. But here's the thing. You would remember something like that, you would think. Or maybe perhaps the reason he doesn't remember is because he has done it frequently. I remember. I've never grabbed someone's rear end in a photo. I have never done that to a girl. You know why? Because I don't do that kind of stuff. But see, that's the thing. Many of these people do. Many of these people do participate in this type of sexual molestation, this type of behavior. I don't know if I would go to the extent of calling it molestation, but I would go to the extent of saying that it was definitely inappropriate and would be considered harassment. You don't do that to somebody. But, the thing that I really get aggravated with here is the first account. The first woman that accused him of this type of behavior was very credible. It says that, to give you an example of one of the things that Franken did, or is being accused of doing, he was accused of groping a woman, her breasts, and he was accused of making out with her, forcing his tongue in her mouth. Now that I would definitely call molestation. I would definitely call that. Obviously. I mean, you were forcing yourself upon a woman. Now, here is her account on CNN of what took place. Go ahead and listen to this. This is Tweeden. Leanne Tweeden. She's one of the accusers of Franken.
The world that you're making for your children, for your 2-year-old and for your 4-year-old, you realize that you are making it better for them. I don't know the genders of your children, but it actually doesn't even matter.
I have a boy and a girl.
Okay, well, but both of them need to be impacted by this, right? Not just the girl.
You always... I don't want to be cliche, but, you talk about trying to leave the world a better place for your kids, Sorry.
Nothing to be sorry about.
I didn't think I was going to do that, but, you do. You want to leave, you try to set examples for your children, right? You want to leave the world a better place. You try to... You want to set examples, and you want the world to be better for your kids. You want to leave it better than what you had it. And it's like, you know, I've had so many of my girlfriends text me. I mean, my phone died twice already today because people have been texting and calling, and they're like, you know, stay strong because you're doing something that is going to make the world better for your daughter, you know. And maybe I am, you know. I didn't look at it that way, but maybe I am. And if I am, okay, I'll take it.
You are. But of course you are. But it's not just for your daughter. You're doing it for your son too, right? Because
Right.
he doesn't. Because you don't want him to grow up and either misbehave or,
Right.
you know, have women friends or family members who are affected that way. Because obviously, what you're doing is making the world a better place because you're bringing awareness in a very public and I know you don't feel it, but very brave way.
So that was the first woman that was accusing Franken of doing this, and this is the one that described him putting his tongue in her mouth forcibly, grabbed a hold of the back of her head, would not let her up. They have video footage of the two participating in the event on stage. This was apparently a pre-rehearsal where he participated in this kind of thing. He became very aggressive with trying to get her to rehearse the kiss. And then when she finally gave up and agreed to rehearse this kiss, that was when he grabbed a hold of her head, would not let her go, and forced his tongue in her mouth. And it's absolutely disgusting. And they also have a picture of him of him touching her when she was asleep. So, yeah. So that's what we've got going on here. This is Al Franken. He should quit because you do not participate in that type of behavior. But there again, you know, guys, we wonder why the Democrats are... The Democratic Party, I think it's safe to say at this point, is the party of sexual harassers. And they enjoy accusing Republicans of that, and many people have tried to compare this to what Donald Trump said. But the fact of the matter is that Donald Trump made this remark to what's the guy's name? Billy Bob? I don't remember the guy's name. He was Billy somebody. I'll remember it eventually. But he made a remark to this guy named Billy on a bus, and it was about... It was a derogatory remark towards women about doing something, but that was a remark. That was gutter language. That was not an action. So, you know, the thing that gets me with this entire thing is that there's difference between talking and there's difference between actually participating in the act. And Trump made the remark. This guy did not make a remark. He acted upon these this type of impulse. So, you know, the thing is that, you know, I'm sure that Al Franken has said stuff very similar to Donald Trump, knowing that he has participated in this type of inappropriate behavior. And the guy should resign. He is a hypocrite. He is an absolute hypocrite. But that's the reason why these people have absolutely no hesitation in doing this type of stuff. Well, that's really why they have no hesitation in completely butchering things like the definition of marriage and refusing to stand for moral values. The reason why is because they have no respect for morality. They engage in immorality in their personal life themselves. So, you know, when it comes to embracing things like the homosexual lifestyle and things of that nature, they're perfectly all hunky-dory with it because they don't care. They don't care about morals. They don't care about morality. All that they care about are their own evil sexual impulses that are filled with lust. And now we're seeing the kingdom coming down because all of this stuff that these people are engaging in is being revealed. And it's being exposed what type of true individuals these people are. They are the party of sexual harassment. That's the Democrats.
Fighting liberalism one lie at a time. You're listening to Caiden Cowger on the WCNR News Network.
Caiden Cowger. Somebody had to say it.
Hey guys, so let me tell you about a great company, nerdprowriting.com. Nerd Writing is absolutely wonderful. They assist students in middle school, in high school, in college with writing essays, and they're a company that can be of great help if you know somebody or if you are the one struggling in getting your work turned in. They have absolutely great professional services at a very affordable cost, so go there right now. That is nerdprowriting.com. That is NERDPRO writing.com.
Is your car taking too long to sell? Swap it. Download the Car Swap app now. It's totally free to download and use. Just swipe left or right on cars you like, get matches, discuss details, then swap. There's thousands of users looking for a car just like yours, so you'll get offers fast, usually within hours. Plus, trading gets you better value than selling. Yep, even from dealers. Get the Car Swap app today free and get the car you love fast. Fresh sponsor.
Today's show is brought to you by Go Epic Health, makers of Cholesterade, the natural way to lower cholesterol. Invented by the creator of Gatorade, Dr. J. Robert Cade, Cholesterade is clinically proven to lower cholesterol levels by 21%. Avoid the harmful side effects of statin drugs. Cholesterade works to naturally lower cholesterol and promote healthy weight loss. Order today and use promo code LDL25 to get 25% off your order, or find a store near you at www.drinkcholesterade.com.
Noons Investments is holding a wonderful fundraiser for St. Jude Children's Hospital, which the funds are going to helping families for treatment, travel, housing, and food. So please, you can donate online by going to fundraising.stjude.org/noonsinvestments. That is fundraising.stjude.org/noons investments. Goldman Sachs and HSBC recently purchased 7.1 tons of physical gold. What do these bankers and mega money managers know that you don't? They're expecting the value of gold and silver to increase. That's why you need our friends at Capital Gold Group. Capital Gold Group offers gold and silver for direct delivery and will not be undersold. Call now. Call 1-800-932-4108. That is 1-800-932-4108. Hey guys, let me tell you about our sponsor, nerdprowriting.com. Nerdprowriting.com assists students in middle school, high school, in college with writing essays, and they do so as a service. They're a relatively new company, just started this year. For more information, you can go to nerdprowriting.com. That is nerdprowriting.com. Once again, that is nerd, N-E-R-D, pro, P-R-O, writing.com.
Have a brand, organization, or business? Consider becoming a sponsor of the Caiden Cowger program. Reaching over 6 states, the Caiden Cowger program offers wide coverage. I'm sure you've heard that radio is dead, but research shows that 93% of Americans listen to the radio, including 92% of millennials. That's greater than television, internet, and smartphone usage. Radio isn't dead. After all, aren't you hearing this? 84% of drivers cite radio as their primary in-car entertainment device. This means your sponsorship spot is reaching consumers closest to their point of purchase. In addition, talk is the second most listened to radio format. Sponsoring the Caiden Cowger program is actually quite simple. We tell our listeners who you are, what your business does, and how to get in touch with you. It helps you and keeps our program on the air. For more information, go to www.caidencowgerprogram.com/sponsor. That's www.caidencowgerprogram.com/sponsor.
This is President Donald J. Trump, and I would like to tell you, all of my loyal supporters, and you're all very loyal, to listen to the Caiden Cowger program on your local station. Caiden Cowger is a great guy, does an amazing job, loves Trump, and is making radio great again. His show is huge. Also, his Twitter account, @Caiden Cowger, is very big league. so bigly, it's almost as good as Trump's. So go ahead and give him a follow. Let's make his Twitter followers number greater than Rosie O'Donnell's poor bathroom scale. Now that would be an accomplishment. You can also give him a follow on Instagram via @Caiden Cowger. Thank you, and let's make radio and America great again.
You're listening to the WCNR News Network.
Caiden Cowger. Somebody had to say it.
All right, guys, I want to focus on what is happening right now in Alabama with Judge Roy Moore, while we're on this subject. As many of you know, there have been several women that have all of a sudden come out and accused Roy Moore of sexual molestation. Okay, they have accused Roy Moore of a great number of things, and all of this has come out within a month of his general election against Doug Jones. Okay, now here's the thing. The evidence that has been presented is not credible because there's only really one piece of evidence that was presented, and quite frankly, it's not credible at all. And it's a yearbook, and we'll get to that here in a second. But the women that are involved here, there's just so much weird stuff that has been going on with these accusers. For the first example, one of the Roy Moore accusers, her name is, let me get you her name. Her name is Deborah Wesson Gibson. She is a woman that worked for Hillary Clinton and that worked for Joe Biden, worked for the Obama administration. Well, worked for the Obama campaign, that is, in 2012. And what she does is that she serves as a sign language interpreter. But she worked for Joe Biden and worked for Hillary Clinton. Okay, worked for the Obama campaign, worked for the Clinton campaign. One in 2012, the other in 2016. This is one of Roy Moore's accusers. She's not credible. She's an outspoken Democrat, an outspoken liberal, and she is also a big supporter of Doug Jones. And here's the interesting thing, guys. When we released the story on Cowger Nation about this connection with Deborah Wesson Gibson and her ties to the Obama campaign and also to the Clinton campaign, and also her ties to Doug Jones, you know what she did? All of her posts pertaining to those individuals, pertaining to Doug Jones, pertaining to Joe Biden, pertaining to Hillary, she deleted them all. She deleted all of her posts. So, we got her. We absolutely got her, and she started running and trying to cover her tracks. Well, if it's deleted, they can't prove it. Well, we took screenshots, so we put those on CowgerNation.com, and we still have the dead links of where her Facebook posts used to be, so you can confirm that they were existent posts at one point in time. The Gateway Pundit also covered this too, which was a big help. But here's the thing. In the second accusation, or the next accusation, it was this woman who professed that Judge Moore signed her yearbook. Apparently, he wrote in her yearbook some message that said something to what appeared to be, you're beautiful, have a Merry Christmas, something like that. That's basically what he said, okay? Well, anyway, this is what Roy Moore said. Roy Moore said that was absolutely false, that he never did what she said, and that she doesn't even know the woman, or that he doesn't even know the woman. He doesn't know anything about her. He doesn't even know where the restaurant is or was that was marked on the yearbook page. Now, here's some things to take away from that. This woman said that Roy Moore attempted, apparently, to take her face and grab her head and lower it to his pelvis, okay? That's what she said. And this apparently happened when she was around She was a teenager. That's what she said. She was around a teenager, about, I believe, 17 years old. Okay, now here's the thing with this entire case. I believe this one was 17 years old is what she's saying. But here's the problem here. Number one, they had Gloria Aldred there, who's her lawyer. So already that raises a red flag. They had Gloria Aldred there. And just studying the body language, this woman did not look genuine. She acted like it, how do I put this? She kept acting scripted, number one, which I, personally think is definitely concerning. But a big thing also was that they took a picture that she had when she was younger, except it wasn't an actual picture of her, it was a drawing of her, and they held it up to everybody, like that made some sort of difference. This is what she looked like. This is what she looked like. And they're like holding it up to everybody. And I just thought that was weird. What's the point? They're holding a picture up of what she looked like. And then they held a yearbook up that had Roy Moore's signature on it. Well, here's the thing. They caught a picture of that signature, and when compared to Roy Moore's actual signature, there are 9, in the actual signature itself, there are 9 discrepancies. In just the lower half, which includes the signature, the location of where this was signed, along with the date, there are over 12 discrepancies in the signature. And here are the discrepancies listed, so you understand what is going on. In the 1977 yearbook, the first, in the R, this is in the R, in the first downward stroke of the letter R, the actual, there's a loop. In the actual signature of Roy Moore, there is not a loop. In the middle of the uppercase R, it's mangled. And it does not meet with the upward stroke as it does with the actual signature. The lowercase y has a large loop. The actual signature does not. In the very bottom part of the Y, it has a loop. The actual signature does not loop. It just goes straight back up. It doesn't have a large loop at the bottom. In the actual signature, that is, and in the signature that's displayed here, there's a huge loop. The closing stroke of the signature with the Y extends outward. The letter Y in the actual signature extends upward, loops, and then goes downward after crossing the first loop of the uppercase R. And there's, a bunch of stuff here. The starting point begins at the top arch of the uppercase M and then loops before creating the first arch. That's in the yearbook signature. In the actual signature, the starting point begins below the first arch and does not have a loop. There is not a tail on the closing stroke of the uppercase M. In the actual signature of Roy Moore, there is a tail. The first O is larger than the second O in the yearbook signature. In the actual signature, the second O is larger than the first O. The E in the 1977 yearbook signature has a small loop. The E in the actual signature has a large loop. So there's there's really just several discrepancies here. And then when you get into the in-print handwriting of Roy Moore, there's really some big differentiations, big discrepancies. The E in the print of Old Hickory House, the E is clearly different than the actual signature and has a starting point below the line, then loops. The actual E of Roy Moore directly begins with a loop. The lowercase r is uppercase. In the actual printed writing, the R is clearly lowercase. So, in other words, guys, you know how some people mix their uppercase and lowercase around? Roy Moore, in his actual handwriting, writes a lowercase r for a lowercase r. Whoever wrote this used an uppercase r for a lowercase. That is crazy. used an uppercase R for a lowercase. So clearly, this is not Roy Moore. Someone's handwriting does not change that much. I mean, it's common for people's handwriting to evolve over a period of time, but not huge differences.
Some say he's the next Rush Limbaugh.
I tell you, this kid's got 90% of Rush's venom with only 10% of the biomass.
You're listening to Caiden Cowger on the WCNR News Network.
Caiden Cowger. Somebody had to say it.
Is your car taking too long to sell? Swap it. Download the Car Swap app now. It's totally free to download and use. Just swipe left or right on cars you like, get matches, discuss details, then swap. There's thousands of users looking for a car just like yours, so you'll get offers fast, usually within hours. Plus, trading gets you better value than selling. Yep, even from dealers. Get the Car Swap app today free and get the car you love fast. Fresh sponsor.
Today's show is brought to you by Go Epic Health, makers of Cholesterade, the natural way to lower cholesterol. Invented by the creator of Gatorade, Dr. J. Robert Caide, Cholesterade is clinically proven to lower cholesterol levels by 21%. Avoid the harmful side effects of statin drugs. Cholesterade works to naturally lower cholesterol and promote healthy weight loss. Order today and use promo code LDL25 to get 25% off your order, or find a store near you at www.drinkcholesterade.com.
Hey guys, so let me tell you about a great company, NerdProWriting.com. NerdPro Writing is absolutely wonderful. They assist students in middle school, in high school, in college with writing essays, and they're a company that can be of great help if you know somebody or if you are the one struggling in getting your work turned in. They have absolutely great professional services at a very affordable cost, so go there right now. That is NerdProWriting.com. That is NerdPro Writing.com. Noons Investments is holding a wonderful fundraiser for St. Jude Children's Hospital, which the funds are going to helping families for treatment, travel, housing, and food. So please, you can donate online by going to fundraising.stjude.org/noonsinvestments. That is fundraising.stjude.org/noons investments. Goldman Sachs and HSBC recently purchased 7.1 tons of physical gold. What do these bankers and mega money managers know that you don't? They're expecting the value of gold and silver to increase. That's why you need our friends at Capital Gold Group. Capital Gold Group offers gold and silver for direct delivery and will not be undersold. Call now. Call 1-800-932-4108. That is 1-800-932-4108. Hey guys, let me tell you about our sponsor, NerdProWriting.com. NerdProWriting.com assists students in middle school, high school, in college with writing essays, and they do so as a service. They're a relatively new company, just started this year. For more information, you can go to NerdProWriting.com. That is NerdProWriting.com. Once again, that is Nerd, N-E-R-D, Pro, P-R-O, Writing.com.
Have a brand, organization, or business? Consider becoming a sponsor of the Caiden Cowger program. Reaching over 6 states, the Caiden Cowger program offers wide coverage. I'm sure you've heard that radio is dead, but research shows that 93% of Americans listen to the radio, including 92% of millennials. That's greater than television, internet, and smartphone usage. Radio isn't dead. After all, aren't you hearing this? 84% of drivers cite radio as their primary in-car entertainment device. This means your sponsorship spot is reaching consumers closest to their point of purchase. In addition, talk is the second most listened to radio format. Sponsoring the Caiden Cowger program is actually quite simple. We tell our listeners who you are, what your business does, and how to get in touch with you. It helps you and keeps our program on the air. For more information, go to www.CaidenCowgerProgram.com/sponsor. That's www.CaidenCowgerProgram.com/sponsor.
This is President Donald J. Trump, and I would like to tell you, all of my loyal supporters, and you're all very loyal, to listen to the Caiden Cowger program on your local station. Caiden Cowger is a great guy, does an amazing job, loves Trump, and is making radio great again. His show is huge. Also, his Twitter account, @Caiden Cowger, is very bigly. So bigly, it's almost as good as Trump's. So go ahead and give him a follow. Let's make his Twitter followers number greater than Rosie O'Donnell's poor bathroom scale. Now that would be an accomplishment. You can also give him a follow on Instagram via @Caiden Cowger. Thank you, and let's make radio and America great again.
You're listening to the WCNR News Network, where America comes to talk.
Caiden Cowger. Somebody had to say it.
You know, guys, here's another big thing to take away from this. In the yearbook, they wrote Old Hickory House. The actual location of this place is not called Old. Never has been. It's called Old Hickory House. Always has been called that. So they even got the name of this location wrong, of this restaurant wrong. There's just way too many discrepancies here. Not only that, why would he be signing a yearbook in December when yearbooks come out at the end of the school year or at the beginning of the next school year? Why would all of a sudden he just find this yearbook in December and sign it? And not only that, there was DA after it, which they thought that it stood for district attorney. But DA was actually his assistant. His assistant's initials. So there's just way too many discrepancies here. They are trying to frame Roy Moore. I don't believe it. And, you know, with a lot of these people, I sometimes question it. I do. There are some Republicans I have questioned if they are guilty of stuff. But I got to tell you that there are also circumstances in where I just don't go for it. This is one of those circumstances. I do not believe at this point, based upon the evidence that I've seen and based upon the accusations, I don't believe that Roy Moore's guilty. I don't believe that. Now, my opinion can evolve if further evidence is brought forth that, you know, proves it. But at this point, no, I don't see that as being a possibility. Because, or a strong possibility, I'll put it that way, because the evidence just is not there. And excuse me, but I don't trust someone who portrays himself as being, a Doug Moore supporter, a staunch Doug Moore supporter, a staunch liberal, as being a credible witness when they clearly have a vendetta against Roy Moore the way that it is. They clearly have a vendetta against conservatives. So I can't take that as being a credible witness. The same as, I really couldn't take a strong, staunch Republican as being necessarily a credible witness against, an outspoken Democrat. So, guys, you got to be careful with this entire thing. So, it'd have to be proven, and it hasn't been proven yet. So the evidence is not there. It looks like this was a forgery. There's just way too much stuff that causes concern. Sorry, but there is. So, guys, that's what I'm looking at here. I'm looking at the facts, and the facts show nothing so far as to Roy Moore's guilt. But anyway, I want to play this audio bit here for you. North Korea apparently is going to be designated by the United States as being a state sponsor of terrorism. President Donald Trump addressed this. It's surprising that they're not already recognized as being a state sponsor of terrorism, but hey, that's why we've got to get this done. This is President Donald Trump just recently.
The United States is designating North Korea as a state sponsor of terrorism. Should have happened a long time ago. Should have happened years ago. In addition to threatening the world by nuclear devastation, North Korea has repeatedly supported acts of international terrorism, including assassinations on foreign soil. As we take this action today, our thoughts turn to Otto Warmbier, wonderful young man, and the countless others so brutally affected by the North Korean oppression. This designation will impose further sanctions and penalties on North Korea and related persons and supports our maximum pressure campaign to isolate the murderous regime that you've all been reading about and in some cases writing about. Tomorrow, the Treasury Department will be announcing an additional sanction and a very large one on North Korea, and this will be going on over the next 2 weeks. It'll be the highest level of sanctions by the time it's finished over a 2-week period. The North Korean regime must be lawful. It must end its unlawful nuclear and ballistic missile development and cease all support for international terrorism, which it is not doing.
So there you go. That was President Donald Trump. And that was a very a good move for him because they should have been included as a state sponsor of terrorism. Why haven't they up to this point? That's crazy. They clearly are. They're clearly out to nuclearize themselves to defend their authoritarianism, to defend their dictatorship. Hey, guys, I want to read for you a funny sign that is pretty good, pretty funny here. This is from Revival Ministries International. It's operated by a friend of mine, Dr. Rodney Howard-Browne. I actually met with him on Friday. He was up in Ohio and had a good time at his event there. But he put out this sign outside of his church that says, "Welcome to the river at Tampa Bay Church. Right of admission reserved. This is private property. Warning. Please know that this is not a gun-free zone. We are heavily armed. Any attempt will be dealt with deadly force." Yes, we are a church, and we will protect our people. Signed, the pastors. So that was Dr. Rodney Howard-Browne. That was hilarious, but they're not afraid to back down. They said, yeah, we need the Holy Ghost, but we also need firearms in our church. So I understand that, and that's a good sign. Well, I mean, outside of the church there in Myrtle Beach, my friends, Pastor Ron, and then they have a sign that says "Conceal Carry" right there on their right there on their windows. So I mean, you've got to protect your people. You do have to protect your people. Depend on God, but it's also smart to use common sense because, right after the aftermath of that, I remember that I talked about on the show, and it's good to get the presence of God and everything. But, I got to be honest, further considering that you also have to use wisdom too. And the Bible says that if you, don't have a gun or you don't have a sword, sell your cloak to buy a sword. Sell your stuff to buy a gun if you can't afford it because a gun's important. You got to be able to protect yourself. So that's a funny thing that's really irritating a lot of liberals. But hey, you got to do what you got to do. And a lot of people, I was even discussing this, I remember on the show following the aftermath of what happened at that Baptist church. The thing is that you're going to have some people that are going to be scared to go to church. Oh, well, I might get shot if I go to church. Yeah, well, you might get shot if you go into a mall. You might get shot if you go, anywhere, into McDonald's to get a sandwich. I guess you can't leave your home anymore because it's just way too scary out there. Don't allow fear to come over you. 1 Timothy 1:7. God has not given me a spirit of fear, but he's given unto me a spirit of love, a spirit of power, and a sound mind. Depend on God to protect you. Depend on God, to be there for you. Pray for his protection. But I tell you, at the same time, you've also got to be able to use common sense. If you're that scared, go out, buy a gun. Get a concealed carry permit. Arm yourself. Give yourself some defense, but don't live your life in fear. There's no reason to live your life in fear. And so what? If you die, you die. You go up. If you're afraid of death, then you kind of missed out on a Christian 101 at your local church's message on salvation. So, there's nothing to be afraid of. And there are many, many scenarios in where you could die. But living your life in fear is going to do nothing but just make your life on this earth absolutely miserable and tormented. And that's no way to live. That's not how God intends for us to live. So depend on God to protect you, but also arm yourself. Protect yourself. Take common sense measures to ensure your safety. God expects you to be smart, not a doofus. So yeah, arm yourself. That's a great way to protect yourself and others around you.
Caiden Cowger. Keeping America straight.
You're listening to Caiden Cowger on the WCNR News Network.
Caiden Cowger. Somebody had to say it.
Hey guys, so let me tell you about a great company, nerdprowriting.com. Nerd Writing is absolutely wonderful. They assist students in middle school, in high school, in college with writing essays, and they're a company that can be of great help if you know somebody or if you are the one struggling in getting your work turned in. They have absolutely great professional services at a very affordable cost, so go there right now. That is nerdprowriting.com. That is NERDPRO writing.com.
Today's show is brought to you by Go Epic Health, makers of Cholesterade, the natural way to lower cholesterol. Invented by the creator of Gatorade, Dr. J. Robert Cade, Cholesterade is clinically proven to lower cholesterol levels by 21%. Avoid the harmful side effects of statin drugs. Cholesterade works to naturally lower cholesterol and promote healthy weight loss. Order today and use promo code LDL25 to get 25% off your order, or find a store near you at www.drinkcholesterade.com.
Is your car taking too long to sell? Swap it. Download the Car Swap app now. It's totally free to download and use. Just swipe left or right on cars you like, get matches, discuss details, then swap. There's thousands of users looking for a car just like yours, so you'll get offers fast, usually within hours. Plus, trading gets you better value than selling. Yep, even from dealers. Get the Car Swap app today free and get the car you love fast. Fresh sponsor.
Noons Investments is holding a wonderful fundraiser for St. Jude Children's Hospital, which the funds are going to helping families for treatment, travel, housing, and food. So please, you can donate online by going to fundraising.stjude.org/noonsinvestments. That is fundraising.stjude.org/noons investments. Goldman Sachs and HSBC recently purchased 7.1 tons of physical gold. What do these bankers and mega money managers know that you don't? They're expecting the value of gold and silver to increase. That's why you need our friends at Capital Gold Group. Capital Gold Group offers gold and silver for direct delivery and will not be undersold. Call now. Call 1-800-932-4108. That is 1-800-932-4108.
Have a brand, organization, or business? Consider becoming a sponsor of the Caiden Cowger program. Reaching over 6 states, the Caiden Cowger program offers wide coverage. I'm sure you've heard that radio is dead, but research shows that 93% of Americans listen to the radio, including 92% of millennials. That's greater than television, internet, and smartphone usage. Radio isn't dead. After all, aren't you hearing this? 84% of drivers cite radio as their primary in-car entertainment device. This means your sponsorship spot is reaching consumers closest to their point of purchase. In addition, talk is the second most listened to radio format. Sponsoring the Caiden Cowger program is actually quite simple. We tell our listeners who you are, what your business does, and how to get in touch with you. It helps you and keeps our program on the air. For more information, go to www.caidencowgerprogram.com/sponsor.
Like what you hear? We need your support. Consider becoming a patron of the Caiden Cowger program. As a member, you'll gain access to exclusive content only available to patrons of the show. Your subscription will help fund equipment, projects, promotion, and overall production of the broadcast. To join, go to www.patreon.com/Caiden Cowger. That's www.patreon.com/Caiden Cowger. Again, www.patreon.com/Caiden Cowger. And thanks.
This is President Donald J. Trump, and I would like to tell you, all of my loyal supporters, and you're all very loyal, to listen to the Caiden Cowger program on your local station. Caiden Cowger is a great guy, does an amazing job, loves Trump and is making radio great again. His show is huge. Also, his Twitter account, @Caiden Cowger, is very bigly. So bigly, it's almost as good as Trump's. So go ahead and give him a follow. Let's make his Twitter followers number greater than Rosie O'Donnell's poor bathroom scale. Now that would be an accomplishment. You can also give him a follow on Instagram via @Caiden Cowger. Thank you, and let's make radio and America great again.
You're listening to the WCNR News Network, where America comes to talk.
Caiden Cowger.
Somebody had to say it.
So Mika Brzezinski on MSLSD decided to actually make a pretty rational remark. She was on MSLSD, The Morning Joe, and she said that Hillary Clinton needs to shut up, needs to be quiet, stop talking about sexual harassment until she decides to, basically in so many words, until she decides to cause Bill to apologize for being a sexual harasser also. Go ahead and listen to this. This is on MSLSD that decided to come out of their trip for once in their entire history of broadcasting. Go ahead.
President Trump lashed out, by the way, at Hillary Clinton over the weekend, saying this crooked Hillary Clinton is the worst and biggest loser of all time. She just can't stop, which is so good for the Republican Party. Hillary, get on with your life and give it another try in 3 years. So sort of baiting her to re-enter the race. But Mika, look, this is an issue that I don't think is going to go away and will be a centerpiece again during the briefing.
My oh my God was not actually to Trump's tweet for the first time ever. Kristen Welker, thank you, you guys.
Thanks.
I'm sorry, but I'm not sorry, actually. Hillary Clinton needs to stop. She needs to stop talking about this topic unless Bill Clinton wants to come forward and apologize for being a sexual harasser, for settling with women, for what happened with he needs to apologize. He needs to apologize as quickly as Al Franken did, as much as Mark Halperin did, and as much as he wants to. These men who are apologizing, we need to deal with them. But if you're not going to apologize and it's clear you've done something wrong, please, you, the politician, and your wife, the politician, need to not talk about these issues. Just don't, okay? Unless you want to come to the table with some honesty, because this is why we're here. This is why we're here with Donald J. Trump, the guy who ran pageants and had enough on the record to know that he doesn't have a great record with women, who is destroying every step that we have made in the past 10 years for women, setting us back. This is why he's here, because of hypocrisy. Coming up, sources say...
Okay. Well, she was part right on that, other than Donald Trump's record. But, hey, that's pretty darn funny. That is absolutely hilarious. So here you have Mika on The Morning Joe that is lashing out at Hillary Clinton, basically blaming Bill Clinton for Donald J. Trump. That is absolutely great. So she's calling on Bill Clinton to apologize for what he did to women. But you know what? He hasn't done that. And he's probably not going to do that because he doesn't care. He does not care, because then that would, resemble guilt, and it would completely destroy all their business efforts, all of their business interests. It would completely destroy Hillary and her, political career, because she's been defending an enabler all these years. Why did you keep quiet? If you're such a great advocate for your fellow woman, why did you defend a man who, countless times raped and sexually harassed them? So it really just makes Hillary look not so good. So I tell you, guys, this hypocrisy is clear. Al Franken has engaged in this type of behavior. He's never apologized for it. The reason why I can't remember if I grabbed her rear end. Well, you probably did then, because I didn't do that type of stuff. I've never done that stuff. I'm not going to say I don't remember doing that. No, because I've never done it. I've never been known to participate in that type of inappropriate behavior. So, You know, these pervs that all the time gloat about having the moral high ground, no wonder they have no problem with changing the definition of marriage between one man and one woman and endorsing a perversion. It's because they're perverts themselves. Clear perverts themselves. Anyway, guys, I want to thank you for listening to us. For more information on the Caiden Cowger program, go to CaidenCowgerProgram.com. And for the latest news exposing the left, go to CowgerNation.com. Thank you, God bless, and God save this nation.